Hello, this is Andrea, and today is Saturday. It's Saturday, baby. Yeah, finally they finished doing our siding, so it looks really nice. I don't know if I'm going to show a picture or not, but if I do, I'll put it in here. I always like to point when I'm putting in something extra. I don't know why. Uh, anyway, so was it last weekend? Ray and I went to see Candyman, and I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I liked the way they tied it to the original movie. Also, it's got interesting ties to the original one, and yeah, there were some of the characters in there. I kind of wish they would have went more into depth on. Like maybe there'll be some extras that come out when it comes to video. So we'll have to see. So we started watching, Bob and I started watching, what's it called? Lovecraft Country? Is it called Lovecraft Country? Yeah. I haven't seen it before, but I've read some of H.P. Lovecraft stuff, and I've heard about, I heard about this show last year. I think it started last year. So we watched the first episode, and it was just starting to get into some of the supernatural type stuff at the end. So I feel like I need to watch another episode to see what I think about it. But I thought it had some pretty good writing in it, and it gives an interesting feel for a different time period. It's strange because it has some realistic stuff to it, and then it has some supernatural things. The one thing I didn't like is I thought the creatures were a little too CGI for me. I like physical what is that called? I like physical effects better than digital effects. But I like practical effects. Yes, that's what they're called, practical effects. Like when something's like in a costume, or there's like a machine, or like a puppet or something. I don't know why. I just like it feels more, I wouldn't say real. It just gives it a more interesting feeling. So maybe they'll move on to that. I mean, it was the first episode, so it sometimes first episodes don't have as all the same stuff they're going to have later on, because sometimes they're done as like a pilot or a demo, or part of it is still the pilot. And anyway, so we'll see what we think about that. And there's a movie coming that's on HBO Max right now called Reminiscence, and I might watch that. Ray's interested in watching that, and I think, oh, Bob's not interested in watching it. Um, do do do. Yeah. So with my garden, I all the zucchini is gone now. So what happened was I had one zucchini that was growing, and I think I left it go too long because it started getting mushy. And then the stalks were all eaten into by the vine borers. So I just cut it all down, and I put the green stuff in my compost pile. And I want to finish up that compost pile for the year and start the next compost pile. So I'm new to compost, and I'm only doing it in a certain way. And when I'm doing it, so like when I start my next compost pile, I'm going to turn this one. I have it all like in a metal fencing thing that's in a circle. And what I do is I put lawn clippings and stuff in there, but then I put vegetable pieces and stuff like that in there. You can put coffee grounds in there. I think you can put eggshells. I'm not putting citrus in there, and I'm not putting animal products in there other than eggshells. And because it's a basic kind of composting. I'm not an expert on this, so if you want to look this stuff up, you can. but this is where I wanted to start out with because a lot of the other ones were more complicated. So you try to have like, they call one part of it green matter and the other part of it brown matter. And I sometimes get it mixed up. I think the brown matter is like the believe it or not, the grass clippings and fallen leaves and stuff like that. And it can be tree branches and it can be paper shreddings, stuff like this. And then the green matter is like, food waste. Like like I was saying, I'm doing plant waste, you know. Um, and you want it to be like a third. Don't quote me on this. This is how I'm doing it. A third of it to be the green matter and 2/3 of it to be the brown matter. So anyway, when I get the whole thing topped off, which I'm waiting for my son to do some mowing and put some more grass in there, I'm going to set up the other fence thing, the other enclosure. It's like, anyway, and I'm going to take this stuff and I'm going to toss it into the other one so that it gets mixed up more, because I don't turn it regularly. Like if you want it to be ready in just a couple months, you have to turn it regularly, and I don't do that. I'm trying to make it so this is ready for me next spring, that I can lay it out there. So anyway, I'm going to turn it over into the new thing, mix it up good. And then to start the new pile, I'm going to put some branches and stuff at the bottom. And whatever, fallen leaves or whatever that happen, and I'm going to start up the new pile. The old pile, I'm going to put a piece of cardboard on the top to start limiting the amount of water that gets in there. I mean, I live in an area where I don't usually get a lot of water, but I think it's going to be at a time. This is all an experiment for me and it's new, but if you look at my pile, it just keeps compacting and compacting. Like, no matter how far up you get it, it starts going down farther and farther. And like half of the bottom is brown and then the second half is kind of like a light green, because the bottom is composting really well. So anyway, that's the way I'm going to do it, and we'll see how that turns out in the spring. I've got plenty of room to do it, and I haven't had any animals getting into it, which if you don't have the enclosure right, like I have a nice metal, or it's like chicken wire, but it's not chicken wire. It's some kind of animal fencing, but the spaces are like this big. So what you what you don't want to do is attract rats, but the spaces are too small to attract rats, so it's doing pretty well. Boy, this sounds scary talking about it, but it'll be nice because I can put that onto the garden, and I shouldn't have to buy, new dirt next year. I mean, I have some fertilizer, I have some blood meal, and I think I have something else. I'm planning to put blood meal. I might test the soil at the end of the year. I didn't want to test soil because I thought it would be weird, but everybody's talking about test the soil and see what the balance is. I think the test kits aren't expensive. It used to be you had to have somebody come test it for you, but anyway. Too much gardening talk, is it? Anyway. I don't know what we're doing for dinner tonight. We're talking about having Chinese food, but we'll see. Last night we had dirty rice for dinner. And yeah, I don't know how to describe dirty rice. I was trying to think of this last night. How would you describe dirty rice to somebody who's never had it? And it kind of sounded like chili.
Rice, ground meat, and beans, and seasoning, and you put beans on it.
Yeah.
So it's basically like beans and rice.
Yeah, it's kind of like beans and rice. Well, the way that we made it last night. You usually have ground beef in it, but we made ground turkey, and it has rice and spices, and we added black beans to it. And it must have came out pretty good because people ate seconds of it, so, I thought it was pretty good. And sometimes you add hot sauce to it. You can add whatever you want. I put salsa on top of mine. I put salsa on a lot of stuff. Bob put sour cream on his, and hot sauce. So anyway, and I've been doing this thing lately. I'm not really good at it, but I've been like taking frozen cherries and plain unsweetened yogurt and plain fat-free yogurt, whatever it's called, just the yogurt that's just yogurt, and sticking it in a blender and blending it. It takes a long time to blend, so I was adding a little bit of almond milk to it. I don't generally drink almond milk, but Bob does, so we have almond milk in the house. And then it makes this kind of frozen slushy type thing. It's like partway between ice cream and slushy. And it's pretty good. It's sweet enough for me, but I think some wouldn't think it's sweet enough, so you'd probably have to add honey or something, or some kind of sweetener. But I like it, even though the little skins get in my teeth, the little cherry skins. So what are you up to? Have you watched any new movies? I don't know. I keep saying I'm gonna go get broccoli seeds to try and grow broccoli for the cold season for gardening, but I guess if we might go to like Home Depot or Lowe's tomorrow, so maybe I'll get that. We'll see. We'll see. I don't want to make cabbage or anything like that, grow cabbage or anything like that, because it takes up a lot more space. It's crazy how much space it takes up, and I don't want to set up another bed this late in the season. So we might put another garden bed in next year. What do you think, hon?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So anyway, I hope you're having a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.